and welcome to another exciting episode of Unplug, brought to you by every NG. It's Friday, and as usual, I say TGIF. It's time to go and party, unwind, have fun, literally unplug. But before you go partying with your friends and family, I have interesting updates for you. My name is Judith, and this is Unplug. Now, our story of the day. I always come with a big story. I always come with a banger, and this time around is about the newest addition to Nollywood. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, let me know. But before we get to that gist, let me fill you on the other updates that I have for you today. Now, the first one is from our favorite BB Niger housemates, or your favorite BB Niger housemates, Laycon and Vee. Now, they're set to bring new music for their fans. They're talking about it. I mean, Vee has been mentioning that, her music is going to be a bang. She's going to come, with a loud banger. But she tweeted about this yesterday, and fans were like, okay, when are we expecting this music? And she's saying new music come 2021 with Laycon. Now, Laycon has been dropping hits, so I do hope that this one is going to be another hit from the both of them. Let's move on to BB Naija Pepper Dem housemate Tacha, who has gone on a rant against politicians. Now, Tacha has been really vocal, especially since the advent of the EndSARS protest. She has been talking about good governance, holding people accountable, and in this new video, she was saying that we can't just blame the presidents for all the wrongdoings. We can't blame him for everything. You have to start, there's a hierarchy. So you have to start, local government chairman, you have a governor, you have constituency, you have a lot of things. You have a lot of people that you have to meet before you now go to the president. So she's saying that do not just fire all your shots at the president. There are other people that you should hold accountable. So do you think she's saying trash or she's actually making sense? Let me know. Okay, now we have finally our host for the Headies Award 2020, and it was unveiled yesterday in a photo shoot that said tropical according to them, and our hosts are Nancy Isime and Bovie. Bovie is going to make it so hilarious. Nancy is kind of a constant with the Headies, so that's not surprising, but Bovie is going to bring the funny into the hosting. Okay, now we have something in Burna Boy, but this time it's not about cheating. No, this is actually good news. Burna Boy's single Getting Money was actually used in the latest Grand Theft Auto, and he announced that it's a partnership. So I'm thinking in dollars, I'm thinking in money, like, oh wow, it's a partnership, so you're definitely getting something out of this. But it was really amazing because people, seeing a Nigerian artist on a global platform like that, I mean, it's Burna Boy, he has been on a global platform for long, so it's not really surprising, but it was still good news anyway. All right, Peter Okoye has dropped his final statement on the beef with his brother. Yup, you heard me right. They've been going back and forth for years. They've been fighting about things that nobody really know about, because they haven't really said, okay, we are fighting about money, we're fighting about this, we're fighting about management, but we know that there is a fight, right? So Peter Okoye came out to say that, he's moving forward with his music, and for all the questions that fans have, when are you coming back? Why is there still Psquare in your name? Why are you acting childish? He doesn't care about those. He's moving on with his music, with his business, and the only blood that he knows now is his wife and children. Now, when people say blood is thicker than water, what do you now think my wife and kids are? They're obviously my blood, so don't come at me with that saying. Okay, we hear you, Peter. And now let's move on to Kechi. Kechi is one of the two survivors of the Sosoliso plane crash that happened about 15 years ago. And, she made a post celebrating her life, talking about how it was for her for 15 years being a burn survivor. And you know that Kechi is really talented. She got the golden buzzer for the America's Got Talent, and that's no easy feat. If you know Simon, you know that for you to get the golden buzzer, you are really talented. So yeah, she has gone on to do great things with her life, despite the fact that she went through that ordeal. Okay, now we still have updates from the Twitter gbasgbos that happened yesterday with Kiki Mody. Now, Kiki Mody is an international award-winning journalist who was popular for her work Sex for Grades. According to one of her colleagues yesterday, she was not actually the owner of that story. According to Rona, that's the person who called her out, she said that Kiki stole that story, and there were other people who actually did the back-breaking work for that story, but Kiki just came, has been receiving awards, she has been collecting grants, she's not giving full credits to the people who actually did the work. Now, Kiki has responded to Rona, and Kiki said that Rona is just bitter for every award she wins, because for every time Kiki Kiki wins, Rona loses something, and so that's just it. And she said, for the people who are listening to Rona, that's your problem, because she's just a fisherwoman who is dropping, Kiki's name every now and then as a bait. So yeah, that was it for Kiki. And she said, if you have any other questions, if you have any other observations, whatever it is you want to ask, I've told you that I was the reporter for that story. Any other thing, please direct your questions to BBC. All right, now let's move on to some national news. President Buhari failed to appear before the House of Representatives yesterday, and this was kind of expected, seeing that the Attorney General had already made a statement saying that the House of Reps had no jurisdiction over that situation, that the president can decide not to answer them because they don't have jurisdiction according to the Constitution. Now, he did not appear. People were placing bets. Like I said earlier, people were placing bets. Okay, I'm going to give you this if he appears. I'm going to give you that if he appears. I hope he did not place bet though, because the president did not appear. And it has been causing a lot of controversy. People are like, this is our president. Why is he not? He's supposed to be answerable to us. So why is he taking us for a ride? There's insecurity. We've had protests. Even while we had protests, he did not even address us for more than 15 minutes. What is really going on in Nigeria? Anyway, let's move to our story of the day. And remember that I told you we have a new addition to Nollywood. Now I'm talking about Abdulrasheed Maina, who is going through a 12-count charge on embezzlement. He was the ex-pension board boss, and he was charged to court for embezzlement of funds to the tune of 2 billion naira. 2 billion naira. Now, yesterday, when he was appearing before the courts to, say his no case charge, according to him, he passed out. He just fainted, just fell. And this is not the first time we're seeing this. We've had this with the NDDC situation. We've had this with so many politicians. And that's why people confidently come out to say that Nigerian politicians are actors, because what is going on here, really? All right, let's move on to the world of sports. And this first one is really interesting. A couple of people would have said, I saw this coming here and there. And I'm talking about Diego Maradona, who passed on last month at the age of 60 from a heart attack. But no, we've carried that story. That's not what we're talking about. Now, his relatives are actually in battle for his £37 million fortune. Hear me right, £37 million. So yes, according to reports, Diego Maradona has 5 children that he acknowledged, but 7 other people are coming out to say, I'm Maradona's child, so I deserve, part of his money. And according to reports as well, in 2012, he scrapped his will. So he had a will before 2012, but he scrapped it. And according to the Argentine laws, all his children are supposed to share his fortune equally, since he doesn't have a will. Now, don't forget that 4 of his sisters are also in this battle. This is going to be another World Cup. What? Everybody wants a slice of Maradona's fortune. Now, let's move on to some good news for Arsenal and Tottenham fans. They have finally made it to the next stage of the Europa League. So good luck to Arsenal and Tottenham, and congratulations to their fans as well. So yes, that's all I have for you on this episode of Unplug. Thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure. And as you go about having fun this weekend, I want you to stay safe while you have fun. My name is Judith, and this is Unplug, brought to you by Every NG. Bye.